Hi babes, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are back with a chit chat, get ready with me. It's not ready to get ready with me because I'm not really going anywhere. I'm going horse riding, but I promised you guys a chit chat video probably 2-3 weeks ago. But I had a problem with the video that I already filmed, so I have to do it again. So here we are. Also, for everyone that doesn't speak English, donc pour les Français, vous pouvez mettre les sous-titres en dessous de cette vidéo. YouTube font les traductions automatiquement. Donc voilà, si vous comprenez pas ce que je suis en train de raconter, vous pouvez mettre les sous-titres et yeah. And today I wanted to talk about healing and my healing journey. I already talked about this on TikTok, but I called it soft life. So upset, I went sunbed and I'm still pale as fuck. Anyway guys, let's talk about my healing journey and entering whatever soft life. I would say that I started realizing that I needed to heal. You know what, I always pretty much knew that, you know, you have to heal from your childhood and your traumas, and even from very young I always knew about that because I was very into like psychology and stuff like that, and I never actually, you know, tried to heal or anything until I would say 2022. It was pretty much after my really bad relationship ended. I didn't try to heal straight away, I'm not even gonna lie. I had other coping mechanisms, but yeah, at the end of the day I still healed, but it wasn't straight away, so I'm not even gonna lie about that. So instead of, like, you know, realizing what happened to you and trying to heal from it, I just jumped into, I don't want to feel any emotions, I don't want to think about it, and if I don't think about it, it never happened, which is one of my many coping mechanisms. I just tend to forget about things because I don't want to remember, I don't want to think about it, I don't want anybody to talk to me about it. I just, can we please move on to the next thing? I wasn't in my healing journey at all, but I would say a few months down the line I started realizing that, you know what, I can't just keep doing that to myself. I need to realize that what happened to me, I didn't deserve it. And I think when you start, you know, telling yourself that any trauma you went through, you didn't deserve it, that's when I feel like you can start healing. Because a lot of the time I was thinking, oh, you know what, I did this, or I didn't leave sooner, or I wasn't acting like this, so that's why this happened, and da da da. But at the end of the day, if you keep telling that to yourself, you're not gonna heal. Like, you're always gonna think that you're the problem, and it's just not what you want. So yeah, when I started, you know, realizing that, you know what, maybe I didn't deserve it, and maybe it wasn't my fault, and I need to actually feel my emotions and not, you know, disregard them and thinking that, you know, if I don't think about it, then I'm healed. I'll be honest with you guys, around 15 I didn't even think I was still gonna be here at 22, almost 23 now. I never thought that this was gonna be my life. Like, honestly, at 15 I was so depressed that I didn't even want to live anymore. That it was just, I never understood the hype around life. Like, what is so exciting about life? I didn't understand until very late in my life, but I was still, like, you know, pretending, and, you know, I'm doing this for my mom, and yeah, I wasn't really trying anything for myself. I was just, you know, living life and doing whatever people were telling me to do, and that's, I think, why I became a people pleaser, because I didn't really care for myself, but it was more like, oh yeah, I want to please that person, and I'm doing this for this person. And after a while I just started thinking, you know what, if I actually gonna stay on this planet Earth, I need to think about myself. And that's when I started, you know, thinking about what do I want in my life, what type of life I want to have when I grow up and stuff like that. And I just realized that, you know what, career wise I still don't feel like I want to work for anybody or anything, and that's why I'm so blessed to have social media, because I feel like I can do whatever I want. But at the same time, that's the problem with me. I can't really explain, but like, if I don't have anything to structure my life when I'm gonna have relationships or friendships where I'm gonna prioritize other people other than me. And that's obviously gonna, you know, interfere with my career, because I'm my own boss, and I'm basically, you know, if I don't want to work today, I'm not going to work today. If I don't want to do this, I'm not going to do that. That's the problem when then you live for other people as well. You tend to forget about yourself. And when you're your own boss, well, you just don't do anything for yourself, and you start living for other people, and you just completely forget about yourself. And that's what I tend to do a lot, and I still struggle with this, probably because the way I always felt about, you know, life, where I'm not excited about life. I don't really care about achieving anything. I barely want to be here. Do you know what I mean? So that's probably also why I'm very much into, you know, every time I have a new friendship or relationship, I'm more focused on the relationship than myself. Anyway, so after my relationship, that's when I realized, you know, I have to think about my future if I'm actually gonna stay here. Let's just put it like that. I need to think about my future and what I want, because I can't keep doing that. It's just not the vibe. I started, you know, thinking about what do I want in my life and how am I gonna get there. I know for a fact that I want to be a mom, and I want to have a very peaceful life, because that's not what I'm used to, and that's, I think, what you should have in your life, just peace, you know. So I started, you know, having boundaries for myself, which I never had before. Stop being a people pleaser so much, and also realizing your self-worth. That was one of my biggest problems, and probably why I always ended with very bad relationships, because I feel like you don't see your worth, but people in front of you can do that, and that's why they take advantage of you, because they know you don't know your worth. I just needed a whole change, and I had a terrible year in 2022, but then 2023, that's when I moved back to France, and oh my god, all my problems were gone. I moved back to France. When you change your environment, it's so easy to just start a new life, start your healing journey. Changing your environment is probably the best thing ever if you have the possibility to do so. But it helped me so much. I was back with my mom. The fact that even where I grew up is very sunny, and in, you know, the weather is very nice and stuff like that, I felt so much better. And that's when, you know, I'm also by myself, because I'm not in countryside, because I live near the beach, basically by myself, and it felt so good, because I don't think I've ever, you know, been by myself really, you know, reflecting on everything that I've went through the whole time I was living in England, or even before, like even my childhood and everything. After that, I went to Dubai, and then I just felt like it was a new life beginning, you know. So I got sent to Dubai for modeling, which I wasn't excited about, because I have very, very bad anxiety, and I hate, you know, changing my routine. Even though I don't have a routine, I hate changing, let's say, my environment, because I just know that I'm gonna have to start everything again. And, you know, I wasn't excited about that. And that my agent told me you have to go there for at least 3 months. I was like, oh hell no. I met so many like new people, and then the fact that I was in a new country, I've never been to Dubai before, you know, it was just a new culture, a new country, and I feel like a new person. So I knew that either way I was gonna make the best out of it. I met my boyfriend there as well. Life just continued to get better. But that was also the thing with when I met my boyfriend. I also knew, because I've healed now, I also knew what I wanted, and I knew what I didn't want. So I think because I had the time to, you know, heal and think about everything I've done in the past, it was just gonna help with any other new relationships or friendships that I was gonna have. Lucky for me, it was exactly what I wanted. So I felt very lucky about that, but obviously it was a lot of work to do on myself. But it all honestly comes down to self-worth. I'm gonna be so honest, because I had none before. I was living for people, and I was living, you know, through the friendships I had and relationships I had. It's just about realizing what you're worth, and why you're settling for less. Do you think you deserve to settle for less, or do you think you deserve to be with this person because you know, you don't feel like you deserve anything else, or you don't feel like you've known anything else, which is fine, which was my case as well. But at the end of the day, if you feel like that's what you deserve and that's what you want to end up with, that's really sad, obviously. One thing that I was always asking myself, you see the way this guy's treating you, do you want that guy to treat you like this in front of your kids and stuff? But obviously that comes to the point in your life where you're ready to have something serious and you're actually projecting yourself in the future. I wasn't like that. I wasn't always like that. You know what, I was always thinking, you know what, in the moment, I don't want to think about the future, I don't want to think about marriage and stuff, which is fine. Just because you want to have fun doesn't mean you have to be with a dickhead, you know, or someone that treats you like shit. Yeah, even for my girlies that are out there and then they're not thinking about that yet, which is completely fine. You still need to think about, you know, what you're worth, and you can't just settle for anybody just because you want to have fun, or you're not ready for anything serious, or you don't care because you're not trying to marry this guy or anything. A lot of people, I feel like, don't even realize that they're stuck in a cycle because you even realize where you're going wrong. You don't realize that, you know, you're always picking the same type of people. It's not really your fault because that's probably what you've been exposed to your whole life. But when you're self-aware that, oh, you know what, this is why I keep going for the same type of people, and that's exactly the type of people I should be avoiding, and you're gonna start realizing that, oh, I'm worth more than that, and I deserve more than that. And then I also know that a lot of people are like, oh, you know, you need to love yourself more before you get in a relationship and stuff like that. And I always hated this. I thought that I loved myself already, and you love people more than you love yourself, and that has always been the case, and you know that. But you know, when you get in a relationship, you're thinking, yeah, I love myself, I'm ready for a relationship. I think in my head, when people were saying that, I thought, oh, I love myself, like I'm a cool girl, yeah, I love myself. No, loving yourself comes with self-respect, boundaries, and just, yeah, self-worth. I had none of that. I just thought, yeah, I love myself, I'm a cool girl, I think I'm cute, and then yeah, I'm just ready for a relationship. Once I realized that self-love was just self-respect and not letting anybody just, you know, use you. Boundaries as well. You're not letting anybody just do anything to you just because you love them. That's when I think it clicked in my head and I was like, oh, I was wrong the whole time. That soft life only comes when you have self-love, self-respect. Yes, bye-bye. Just my son, he's so pretty. Oh! I am hoping for every girls that, you know, they have this realization where they just know that they deserve more. And you know what, you can even be delusional, because I am delusional sometimes, and I honestly think that I deserve the world. I deserve the world and more. So yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Goodbye. Bye, YouTube. I know.